So last week in your groups, you heard about this concept and this illustration of dueling realities, and you were asked to pick out one relationship in your life where maybe things could be seen differently, and you could venture into imagining how God may want to use you in this relationship. This week, we're going to go just a little bit deeper. Author and pastor Tim Keller uses an illustration about cooking a piece of chicken. He said, I cooked this piece of chicken one evening, I set it on the counter, and it looked really good. But I just began to imagine in the world that we live in, if I were to leave this here in a few hours, it would look a lot less appealing. But what if I left it a week or came back in a couple months? That it would probably not even be recognizable as a piece of chicken anymore. You see, the point that Keller is making in his illustration is that ever since the fall, everything in the world is moving toward this place of deterioration and decline. Things seem to be moving toward the area of chaos. And that's what we're looking at this week is imagine a meter. And on one end of the meter, you have deterioration. And on the other end of this meter, you have restoration. This place of deterioration and chaos versus this place of things being restored. And as we take a step further this week, imagine the relationships in your life. Where is the needle in each relationship moving? What direction is it heading? Is it moving in the natural direction that the world presents, where things tend to decay and become more chaotic? Or could that needle find Christ and find a reality that things can be moved in the direction of being restored and renewed? You see, Christ comes onto the scenes and gives us a new opportunity, that things don't have to continue on in the direction that they're going anymore, that marriages can be restored, that life can be renewed, that there is hope and there is a plan for the future. But left to our own ways and the way the world works, we just seem to find things moving toward the place of deterioration, toward chaos. In Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11, Paul says, "In him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of his will." Where are you and I finding the purpose of his will and finding the reality that he is offering us to be made new into the image of Christ, to have our marriages turn and that needle move toward the direction of being transformed and renewed, new life? This is what Jesus comes to offer us. This is what Paul is declaring to the church in Ephesians as he says, as we move toward him, as we choose Christ, and Christ has done all these things that he has set before us, and the opportunity is fully available for you and I. The needle doesn't always just have to move toward restoration, toward destruction. It can move toward Christ, and in him, everything is made new.